La Mano Peluda.
The air was thick with mist as Ana, Marco, Sofia, and Luis trekked through the dense Mexican mountains, their laughter echoing against the ancient rocks. The weekend escape had been their idea, a break from the grind of city life, an adventure into the unknown. But none of them could have predicted what awaited them. The old cemetery was hidden deep in the heart of the forest, forgotten by time and overgrown with twisted roots and vines. As they stumbled upon it, a shiver ran down Anna's spine. The place felt wrong, as if the earth itself resented their presence. The gravestones were weathered, their inscriptions almost unreadable, but one marker caught Sofia's eye, a small stone, etched with cryptic warnings. "Beware the hand that lies buried beneath the earth." Curious, they began digging, laughing off the unease that had settled over them. Hours later, they unearthed a mummified hand, shriveled and blackened by age. It was unnaturally large, with claws that seemed to stretch toward them even in death. At first it seemed like an odd relic, but as they stood around it, the air grew colder, heavier. "What's wrong with it?" Luis muttered, staring at the hand. "It feels alive." Ana shook her head. "It's just old magic. Probably a relic from a bygone era." But Marco, ever the skeptic, was already on his phone, Googling the site. His face paled as he read. This is Nine Chal's hand," he whispered, his voice barely audible. "A Mayan shaman. He was accused of witchcraft and cursed centuries ago. They cut off his hand as punishment. And buried him here." Sofia frowned. "What does it mean?" Marco's eyes widened as he continued reading, voice shaky. "Nine Chal called on a demon to protect his people. When they punished him, the demon entered him. They cut off his hand, but it was said to be cursed. Anyone who touches it will awaken the demon." Ana laughed nervously, but the laughter died in her throat as a gust of wind howled through the trees, and the shadows around them seemed to grow deeper, more oppressive. Days later. The nightmares came first. Ana woke to find hand-shaped bruises on her back, and Marco's screams echoed from the next room. By morning, the entire group was plagued by visions, terrifying glimpses of Nine Chal's past. They saw the bloodshed during the Inquisition, the torment and pain he endured as his people were slaughtered, and his final moments as the demon overtook him. The visions grew stronger, harder to shake, until they began to seep into their waking hours. Each of them became increasingly irritable, restless. Their hands twitched as if reaching for something they couldn't grasp. Something dark and dangerous. "We have to fix this," Sofia said one night, her voice trembling. "The demon. It's getting stronger." Marco, with bloodshot eyes, agreed. "We have to perform a ritual. There's an old legend, if we return to the burial site and appease the spirits, we might be able to stop it." But the land would not make it easy for them. As they returned to the cemetery, the air was thick with menace. The earth seemed to shift beneath their feet, the ground moaning as if waking from a long slumber. Unseen eyes watched from the shadows. They were not alone. From the forest emerged grotesque, shadowy figures, demon minions, protectors of the cursed shaman. With a fury that had been dormant for centuries, they attacked. The hikers fought back with what they had: stones, sticks, anything to keep the creatures at bay, but their strength was nothing against the dark magic. "Trust each other," shouted Luis, slashing with a wooden branch. "The ritual requires unity. We have to face it together." With no other choice, they pressed forward, huddled together as the spirits of the land stirred around them. The wind howled in protest as they reached the center of the cemetery, where Nine Chal's grave lay. As they began to chant, a dark shadow rose from the earth, a monstrous form, rotting and twisted, its eyes glowing with unholy fire. The hand, LaManoPeluda, moved, writhing as if it still lived, its fingers stretching toward them. "It's him." Ana gasped. "Nine Chal." The demon's voice echoed in their minds, a deep, guttural growl. "You dare disturb me? You who freed me." "Nine Chal," Sofia cried, "we know your pain. We know what was done to you. But we won't let you destroy us." Ana gritted her teeth. "We release you. We set you free." In that moment, their hands locked together and the ritual reached its peak. They offered their strength, their courage, and their deepest regrets to the spirits of the land, calling on Nine Chal to release his hold on the earth. The hand twisted violently, the earth trembled, and for a heartbeat the world seemed to stop. The demon roared, its form faltering before it dissolved into nothingness, leaving behind only the faintest trace of smoke and ash. The ground grew still. The air cleared. The hikers stood together, exhausted, their bodies bruised and broken but alive. The curse had been broken. Anna looked down at the grave where Nine Chal's hand had once been. The earth was quiet now, no longer tainted by the demon's wrath. But as they turned to leave, a final thought lingered in the back of Anna's mind. They had won. But at what cost? Finn.